Yo, what is going on, guys? So been a hot minute since I dropped the video here, but prep is about a month away, maybe just a touch bit more than that. So I need to get back in the habit of filming these, throwing them up on YouTube. So I'm gonna start with that today. Going in there in the gym right now, gonna hit chest, shoulders, and arms, and just gonna get after it right now.
All right, so getting right into it, I'm starting off this session with a flat Smith press. This is 3 sets in the 12 to 15 rep range. This is my push B session. So I have a push A and a push B. This is the push B session. You'll see in here that I also spliced in some stuff from a Porsche event that Heidi and I and her dad went to. So it was a air-cooled only Porsche event at the Universal Studios backlot. So any of you guys that are interested in cars or Porsches specifically, maybe you'll find those clips entertaining. I thought it was a really, really fun event. There was a ton of just variety of Porsches. The Universal backlot was massive. There was probably 500 to, 700-800 Porsches, somewhere in that range, just all throughout the backlot. So that was a super cool event. Another thing is I planned to do my workout like raw. I took my mic into the gym. However, I recently got the iPhone 16, and of course, as they always do, they change the inputs for the chargers and all that kind of stuff. So my microphone no longer connects. So I have to buy a new adapter for that. So going to be doing a voiceover for this workout. Yeah, so again, 3 sets, 12 to 15 rep range here. This feels really good. I haven't used I know this isn't technically a true barbell, but I haven't used a barbell or a Smith press in a very long time. I've never even actually ran a barbell Smith press, or I shouldn't even call it a barbell. I've never even actually ran a Smith press for any type of pressing. I've never ran a flat Smith press or an incline Smith press. I've always either done bench press or dumbbells. That's really all I've had available to me. And I don't know. I've just always been very good at barbell pressing, so I never felt the need to even do a Smith press. But giving it a try for this go around, just because it's something that I've never done before. So I'm interested in running it and seeing how it plays out. Now, the one thing I think I have to get used to, and maybe I'm just doing it wrong, is, man, when you unrack this thing, first of all, it's not a straight up and down Smith press, which is really annoying. It has the slight angle. Don't know why any Smith presses are designed like that, to be honest. They're terrible. But because that slight angle, when I unrack, I have to twist the bar forward, or else it just catches on those little holders. And rotating with 200 plus pounds in your hands, first of all, feels super dangerous. And then second of all, it messes with my positioning so badly. So I'm going to have to see if I can adapt or find some kind of workaround to help me improve that, because that's probably the most annoying thing about that Smith press. Everything about it feels great, besides the fact that it's angled and that it feels super sketchy and dangerous when I unrack and try to get it set up. Nonetheless, very productive sets there for me. Then after I finish that Smith press, I go here to, what are these? Cable flies. You can do pec deck too, same thing. I prefer cable flies. Cable flies for me, the reason that I prefer them is you'll be able to see here the angle that I'm able to come back with my elbows. With a fly, it puts like your arm in almost a straight out position, which for me personally causes so much torque at the elbows that I always run into elbow issues with it. Always. But with this, you can see, because I'm able to keep my arms more bent, it alleviates all elbow issues for me, and it doesn't affect the stretch that I'm able to get on my chest. You can see here, I'm able to stretch my chest just as much as if my arms were straight out, but it feels way more comfortable for me, and it's something that I'm able to run productively for long periods of time. So that's why I personally prefer cables over pec deck, and that's why I always run them when I have a fly movement. This was 3 sets in the 10 to 15 rep range. Yeah, so 3 sets, 10 to 15 rep range here. I don't really rest that much in between these sets like I do with a Smith press. It's just not really necessary. This is not, I've went over this before, but this is not an overload exercise. This is like a stretch and fill the muscle with blood type of exercise. And it's not an exercise that you should be treating as a compound, which is something that I see way too much with the younger lifters. Honestly, even doing flies in general for a younger lifter, I just think is very unproductive. I didn't do flies for probably the first 8 years of lifting. And my chest was very good. You don't need flies to build a fully developed chest. The reason most people do flies eventually is because they need a way to get extra volume without generating super high levels of fatigue, right? Like 3 sets of cable flies is probably less fatiguing than 1 set of a Smith press or a flat bench press. So that's why you'll see more advanced, bigger guys do flies. But unless you're that advanced, bigger guy, man, you just don't really need them at all. Like, you can get away with way more just pressing volume, and you're going to get way more out of that as well. After that, I go into side laterals, which is going to be 4 sets in the 10 to 15 rep range. Now, on my first set here, I actually get more than 15, but it's not a big deal whatsoever. Still a super effective set. And for this arsenal, if anybody out there has access to this or likes to use this machine, I would definitely encourage you to use it unilaterally. It functions way better when you do one arm at a time, and that's just due to people having different limb lengths. So for me, if I do this 2 arms at a time, the way the setup is I'm not really able to get both of my arms extended fully. Whereas with one arm, obviously you can kind of stagger yourself off to one side so that you can fully stretch whatever arm you're working. So unless you're that person who's like the perfect height for this machine, where when you do both arms out at the same time, it puts you in that fully stretched out position, I would encourage you to do these unilaterally. It just functions way better. After that, I go into OHP. So this is supposed to be 3 sets. I'm supposed to do a set of 8 to 12 and then 2 sets of 12 to 15 after that. However, I tweaked my shoulder, I don't know, 2 months ago now, maybe a little more than that. And I haven't done overhead press since then. This is my first time back doing overhead press in, again, like 2 or 3 months or something like that. So I went light on this day, did not push it whatsoever. My goal was really just to be able to do the exercise pain-free on the day, and then also not experience pain the day after or multiple days after. So my set of 8, I didn't really push myself that hard. I didn't do nearly the same weight I was doing before I tweaked my shoulder, but I was able to do this pain-free. Pain-free during both those sets right there. I took off, I'm supposed to do 3 sets. I only did 2 because, like I said, I haven't done it in a long time, so I'm not going to go right back full bore into it. So I removed a set, and then I also just did way less weight on both of my sets. Was able to do it completely pain-free. The next day I was pain-free. The day after that I was also pain-free. So I think I have the go-ahead to start doing those again. And I'm just going to make sure that I work my way up slowly over time so that I don't run into any issues there. After that, I go into dips. And this is 2 sets, 12 to 15 rep range. So previously I was doing way more weight than this. Again, that shoulder issue basically bled over into dips as well, just because dips, the position that you are in puts a decent bit of strain or stretch on the shoulder. So I actually haven't done dips in quite a while either. I was just replacing them with a W bar cable push down. So I'm able to do dips again now. Again, completely pain-free here, but I am doing less load than I was before. The goal, again, is to be able to do the movement, but not be in pain the day after. So super excited that I'm able to do these again and that they are pain-free. So I'm going to take the same approach that I took that I'm taking with the OHP, which is working my way up slowly over time and making sure that I remain pain-free during the entire time while I'm doing that. After that, I go into, it's supposed to be cross-body cable press downs. However, both machines that allow me to do that were taken. You can see there's a guy right here. I think he's doing abs or something. So he was taking the other side of this cable machine, and then the other cable machine that I'm able to do it on was also being taken. So what I did was used this rope attachment to kind of get a similar type stimulus that I'm looking for with the crossbody pull downs or crossbody press downs. So this 3 sets, I think 12 to 15 rep range is what I'm going for here. And this isn't an exercise that you're able to really go heavy on. It's more about just kind of getting a decent stretch on the muscle and getting a good contraction. After that, after the 3 sets there, I go into, and this is technically an overhead tricep extension. Now, with this machine, you're not actually overhead like you would be with a cable or something like that, but it functions the same way, where it puts the stretch on the tricep at the top where it's under load. So this machine is excellent. One of my favorites for sure. This is 3 sets in the 10 to 15 rep range. So it's pretty straightforward. Just make sure that you're using good control on this exercise, feeling that stretch up at the top, and just executing well. That's basically it. There's nothing really fancy about this exercise here. So again, that was 3 sets there, 10 to 15 rep range. After that, I come into my bicep work. So on this day, it's going to be 6 total sets. 3 sets here are going to be done on this unilateral preacher curl. The idea is to be in the 12 to 20 rep range. Basically, I use the same weight for all 3 sets. The way it works is it usually titrates itself down. So the first set, usually able to get, I don't know, 18 to 20 reps, somewhere around there. And then in subsequent sets, it will fall down. I will get to, maybe my second set is like 15 reps, and then my third set is 12 reps. So it all lands within the rep range. If there was any point where the reps dropped off too much, like the second set, maybe I only got 12, well, then I would drop the weight on the third set so that I'm still remaining in the rep range that I'm looking for here. And I think for me and for most people, a preacher curl is the best curl, hands down. I think if you're really looking to improve your biceps, there's no better movement than a unilateral preacher curl. It allows you to get fully stretched. It also allows you to be extremely braced during the movement. And these are things you want when you're training biceps. So if you're not doing a unilateral preacher curl and your arms suck, you might want to include that within your programming. If your arms look like Phil Heath, just keep doing whatever you're doing. Last exercise here is going to be 3 sets of just a very basic cable curl. 12 to 20 rep range here. And again, just super straightforward. There's nothing fancy about this. It's just about getting volume in and just continuing to fill the biceps with blood, continuing to work them and get the most out of them that I can. So that is the entire workout right there. Pretty straightforward, nothing crazy in there, but simple and effective, which is basically what I preach when it comes to bodybuilding. So I'm going to wrap this up here, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.